Hello everyone, this is White Wolf, and tonight I wanted to talk about the seeking impulse and what it means for all of you, and what it means to really use the seeking impulse as a way of understanding your true self, understanding your wisdom, and also not only accepting yourself, but understanding that the seeking impulse is what drives you to realize more about yourself and to remember more about yourself, and also just feeling the pull of consciousness, feeling the pull of energy, feeling the energy pull you in many different directions as you are being led and by your seeking impulse, which is aligning your emotional guidance system, which is also just listening the voice of spirit, listening to that voice that is telling you to donate money to that charity, that is telling you to adopt that child, that is telling you to do all of these things that lead to great blessings. Because as you're emulating the blessing and living by the example of the blessing, you are blessing everywhere you go. So you understand that you are the bearer of joy and you are the bearer of light. So bearing the light and bearing the joy is allowing you to express the Creator in many different ways, and just being led by that obedience to your higher self and God's source energy. And when you align that obedience and you just follow Spirit to an absolute T, and you allow yourself to follow it and use that seeking impulse as an impulse into another stage of transcendence, but it's also just aligning your automatic choices, which generate different causes, which generate different effects, and also just allowing yourself to seek to the point where there is no question, because the seeking allows you to ask the ultimate question, the question that drives you, which is the philosophy of life. Because when you have the seeking impulse, it is infinitesimally infinite. So you understand that the seeking impulse is infinitesimally infinite in its nature, in its possibilities, in its manifestations, and also in its expression. So when you understand that the seeking impulse is just trying to get you to snap into that alignment, it's trying to get you to see that if you do quit your job, that you will be safe and supported, that if you do get out of that said relationship, that something beautiful will come more from it, or you will initiate another relationship or another friendship or another way of family, another way of seeing, a different perspective, and also just transcending limiting beliefs. And also integration is heavily attached to the seeking impulse. And I'm getting hearts, so feel free to share out, feel free to donate. Also subscribe here, White Wolf, the White Wolf, the Oracle Loveline Wisdom on YouTube and Facebook, Instagram White Wolf 4741, and also BitChute White Wolf the Oracle 23 underscore @ symbol, and also book private sessions for 1 hour for $100, 2 hours for $200. So, but the seeking impulse is allowing you to be in that meditative state to where you can be excited about what comes, but you have this aligned obedience, knowing that the higher self and God's source energy is allowing you to go through the vortex, to go through those breadcrumb trails of excitement, and to accept those signs, miracles, and wonders that are placed along your path. And understanding that you have the discernment to see what you really want, and realizing that it does not matter what you choose, because it will align itself and it will recalibrate itself. Because you have to understand that we have different parallel selves and different parallel timelines, and that there's billions and billions of manifestations, timelines, and realities coalescing inside of one. But the seeking impulse allows you to gather your will and to really tap into your free will, and it allows you to see from a completely different perspective, because you understand that the seeking impulse is allowing you to go by your desires, to go by your wants, to go by your resonance, what feels really true for you at that exact moment, and what feels most exciting and what feels most in your fulfillment at that given said time. And also there will be a meditation as well here to kind of give you a sense of a visualization and also a way to teleport into your future manifestations and to embody every single experience as a way of expressing the Creator, of a way of expressing different ways of being an oracle, channeling, healing, and also showing compassion and empathy, and also just allowing yourself to intensify every single moment, because now you're making every moment emphatic, epic, and unanimous. So it generates this greater union within yourself when you allow yourself to be led by your seeking impulse. So when you allow yourself to be led by your seeking impulse, you allow your seeking impulse to realize that you're giving that recognition and that understanding that I am free to make different choices and different decisions and change the routine of my day because of the seeking impulse, because it allows me to seek out different things, to seek out different sense perceptions, to seek out a totally different view of how I feel about my life right now. So it not only allows you to get a sense, it allows you to generate a vortex and generate a map that has an atlas. So you realize that you don't need to know the directions, but you have a sense of direction. You have a sense of being led by something. There's a reason why you donated money to that charity. There's a reason why you took your kid out of that school because, or that you just got off the highway because you realized that maybe there was going to be an accident there and your psychic awareness just suddenly kicked in and you had this realization that I needed to get off of the highway and I needed to go a different route or go on some back roads or anything like that, because now you have this psychic awareness that allows you to say, okay, I have obedience, I have guidance, I have foresight, but I also have a sense of direction, and that I'm not just going kind of cattywampus in many different directions, that I'm actually going in a perfect circle instead of going in diagonal and going all over the place and feeling like we're just wandering, even though we do wander in the woods to find ourselves, and we are wanderers. But now we have something to go on. We have a map of deliberate creation, and we also just imprint upon our own creation. We're imprinting upon our own consciousness. We're allowing to just listen. Like this person just said, learn to listen. And when you learn to listen, you also get to the point where it doesn't become listening, but you just know that's the preferred state of being, that's the preferred choice, that's the preferred alignment, that's the direction that I want to take my life, and it does not matter, because I'm not basing it on an outcome. I'm not basing it on how it looks. I'm not basing it on how I feel about it, but I'm just basing my high vibratory nature upon the seeking impulse itself. You're allowing the seeking impulse to change itself, and you're allowing it to be interconnected. So you're allowing each cosmic energy, awareness, source energy, source code, actualize itself, and you're using a sense of visualization without having to visualize it. Because visualization is great, but intention beats that almost. Because now you have this intention which allows you to not only heal what needs to be healed, but then it allows you to act on things that you are afraid to act on. And then it allows you to start pulling things to you, but you allow yourself to change the theme or the narrative of what was a part of your life. And you realize that because it's now changed, because it's now in a sense of alignment, a sense of perception and perspective that is aligned with your divine truth. So now that it's aligned and it's here and it's raw and it's present, now that the seeking impulse is present and it's here and it's now, you are able to spontaneously make changes. This is something that you call radical changes. When you start doing this, a lot of people start looking at you like you're very crazy. Like, why did you quit your job? Why did you break up with that person? Why did you, take your kid out of that school? Or why are you doing your spiritual stuff? Because now you're being led by that seeking impulse, and that seeking impulse is driving that source of creation, is driving the metaphysical vehicle, which is your body, but it's allowing the body to become the non-physical source of creation. So now it's allowing you to just encompass that wisdom of the hidden self. So it's just accepting that person that's in the mirror. It's empowering that person that chooses not to empower itself, which is your human self. It's just choosing to pick the most aligned and most in sync with yourself. Pick that above all else, and also just allow the seeking impulse to allow you to ask questions and to realize that it's not just based by reasons, but it's based by transcendent reasons. So now it's based by transcendent reasons, and it's allowing you to follow that breadcrumb trail, no matter how far you have to go, no matter how deep you have to dig, no matter how painful it feels at that exact moment. But you realize that once you make that choice to become a servant of free will, a free agent of free will, an obedient servant of Christ consciousness, then you will begin to serve other people. But you will also not only be serving the planet, but you will be manifesting at greater speeds and be able to have wisdom to impart, and also just the ability to see not based on what is perceptible. So when you change your perception and you change the way that you look at life and the way that you stop the restriction of your said manifestations, the amount of time that you're just stopping the restriction of healing, the restriction of true authenticity. When you're limiting, putting yourself down, or selling yourself short, or continuing a pattern that does not really fit within your vibration. So then it allows you to wait for the exhale. That's what you're doing when you're waiting on the seeking impulse. And this happens when we first awaken, because the seeking impulse leads us to many different things, many different journeys, many different states of beings, and many different possibilities in manifestations, in growth, in change, and vibrancy. So it allows us to really change very rapidly and radically and in a rebellious way without having to be like an anarchist. When we always think of rebellion, we always associate it with it being a negative thing. So we associate rebellion with a negative thing, but when you first awaken, you have to be rebellious. You have to set boundaries. You have to honor that alignment, that spiritual awakening. You have to honor it and walk in honor and walk in dignity, and you have to truly embody integrity. So when you're going against God, you're going against the God within. So just always think that every time that you're going against God, you're going against the God within yourself. That's an easy way to really nip it in the bud and to see that every time that you're going in a distorted point of view, or you're going down a same pattern, you're going down a slippery slope that you've been going down, understanding this, that we just have to stop hurting ourselves. So when you're going against God, you're going against the I am within your innermost being. And it's just recognizing how the divine knows that we're special, knows that we're sacred, and knows that we're held in the safety and the security of who we are. We just have to make that distinction and that realization and accept that we are held in the safety and the security of the divine. We are never left somewhere. We are never left out from the party. We're never left out in the cold. We're never an outcast. We've never been late to the party, because the seeking impulse doesn't allow you to be late to the party. You are just on time. You are right where you need to be. And if you don't feel like you're right where you need to be, that's actually giving you an indication that you're exactly where you need to be at this given point in time. One of the most difficult things on my journey, understanding that I have to really look at how blessed I am right at this moment. I have to see how blessed I have been these past 3 years. I have to see the growth that has taken place. I have to see where I came from and what I was delivered from. And if you look at it like that, it will change the utter expression of it. Then you see like, okay, I was here, but now I'm here. And let's see how far I can go next year, in 5 minutes, in a nanosecond. How fast and rapid can I expand? So how far can you expand at this exact moment? How can the seeking impulse just ignite the fire of passion within you that is going to get you to just do something totally out of the ordinary and crazy and emphatic and just totally expansive, and it changes your entire life and it ignites global awakening. It just allows everybody to change their lives, and you just won the lottery because of that said choice, because you were aligning with your vibration so hard that you were the seeking impulse itself, instead of it just being the seeking impulse. But now you're aligning with your emotional guidance system, because these are the most preferred emotions. These are the most aligned emotions. This is a correct way to emote, even though there is no right or wrong, but for the sake of what I'm talking about, now you're emoting in a much better, expansive way. So, and we're going to be doing a meditation here in a minute. So this is White Wolf. Feel free to share out. Feel free to subscribe. Also, book private sessions as well for 1 hour for $100. Psychic readings, healings, activations. For 2 hours for $200. So you understand, you can truly change the narrative of any given circumstance, perspective, and restriction to your seeking impulse at any given time. You just have to learn how to accept it. Truthfully accept it. And then the rest is history. So, we're going to do like a quick meditation. And within this meditation, I want you to really just seek what you want to seek out. the questions you want to ask, and just look at it with the brightest of intentions and perspective and provision, and knowing that the vision is becoming who you are, and that you're going to walk and emulate that source energy blessing. So take a deep breath. Exhale. Relax your shoulders, relax your mind, and try to see how you can change your expression, the way that you emote, understanding that the seeking impulse is guidance, your emotions are guidance, the reflections that you have are guidance. Everything is guidance. It's just now we're learning how the guidance has a certain mechanism. So now you're learning how to use it. You're learning how to use your emotions. You're seeing everything as a shot of redemption, that every day that you wake up, it's a new day. Every time that you make a different decision, you've entered another reality, you've entered another state of being, you've changed the narrative and the theme of your life already. And somewhere deep down, you realize that every day you're growing and changing and manifesting a new destiny, a new timeline, and just a new way to be joyous and to laugh and to live and to love and to be just vulnerable in that. And every day that you let go, every day that you just make a new wave, a new start, a new beginning, and also just allowing your possibilities and your seeking impulse to be infinitesimally infinite. Take a deep breath. Exhale. And just see another way. Allow yourself to be the way. Allow yourself to open the doors, the latches, the lock, getting past the wall, whatever it might be for you, and just allowing yourself to start just soaring through the atmosphere and just channeling from a different stratosphere itself. Just know that you are that omnipresent nature of Source. That there's nothing that can't be done. There's nothing that can't change it or distort it in any way, because you're omnipresent. You're doing something all the time. You're doing something in your sleep. You're being of service in some way, shape, or form, even if it's just going to the store. But now that the seeking impulse and that voice from Spirit and that obedience to your higher self and to God, and just becoming that visualization that realizes true intention upon each expression of energy. So take another deep breath. Exhale. Allow yourself to become more light, fluffy, and weightless and spacious. Just feel like you're relaxing into yourself. Feel like everything is very fine. Everything is just going as it should, and I'm right where I need to be. I'm right at the state of being where I need to be, that I am here at this exact present moment where I should be. Nothing is out of place, nothing is out of kilter, but everything is as it should be. Exhale. Everything is just fine. Everything is okay. Everything is flowing as it should. You are held in the safety you seek, and just allowing yourself to become that alchemy, to become that true magic. With a snap of a finger, just allow yourself to change. With one look, with one affirmation, with 1 second of just taking that deep breath, and knowing that you're becoming the exhalation. So basically, the seeking impulse allows you to become the release. Become, 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 and release and release and release, and let go and let go and let go. And allow everything to flow. That can be your mantra, that could be your chant, that could be whatever you want it to be. I hope you guys have enjoyed this meditation. I hope you enjoyed this live feed. Also, feel free to book private sessions, 1 hour for $100, 2 hours for $200. And also understanding that's for psychic readings, healings, activations. Instagram, WhiteWolf4741. Also YouTube, White Wolf, the Oracle of Loveline Wisdom, and that's on Facebook as well. And BitChute, White Wolf, the Oracle, 23_@ I hope this gave you an in-depth look at the seeking impulse, understanding that it's just guidance, and everything in your awareness is just guidance, and everything that you experience is just guidance. Everything that you're going through in your spiritual journey is just guidance, and it's just allowing you to seek to the point where you can't seek anymore, where the excitement is still there, but it's also not based on an outcome, but it's just allowing yourself to be in that perfected alignment. So, today or tonight or wherever you are at, you can become the exhalation. You can become the exhale. You can become the release. You can become that sense of letting go, that sense of realization and intention and visualization, which turns into your empowerment. So thank you guys so much. This is White Wolf. Feel free to book private sessions, 1 hour for $100, 2 hours for $200, psychic readings, healings, activations. And I hope you all have a blessed evening, morning, day, or night. God bless.